Hi everybody, welcome to our channel or welcome back to our channel.
If you're new.
I have a very special guest today. It's Wolfgang Puck. It's like Wolfgang Puck, only furrier.
Yeah.
And like nobody probably even remembers Wolfgang Puck, but
Who the devil was that? Yeah, I know.
but I had to do it just the same.
Yeah.
He's sitting up here and being glad because we just got home from running to the grocery store and going over and helping John and Bonnie, which I will insist on calling Bon and Johnny. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I said it wrong one time, and now
And
it's
now
stuck.
it's best.
It's stuck forever. Oh, what a good boy. Sorry this is Saturday instead of Friday, but to be honest, I slept Friday, didn't I?
Yeah.
We got
had
up,
to get up early in the morning.
well, for us. We had to get up and take Chris to the doctor's appointment, go over to our storage unit and do a couple more little odds and ends. And by the time we got home, I was asleep. I was asleep on my feet because I hadn't slept well the night before. So
So you slept the
I
rest
slept.
of the day.
I slept all afternoon,
And not that night.
and I did not sleep a wink last night. But I would have if I hadn't been having different problems.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go to sleep. Oh, I was so tired. Mommy just hates that stuff. She just hates it and hates it.
Like Wolfie hates the camera.
No, nothing hates anything like Wolfie hates the camera.
Yeah.
He's such a good boy, though.
Yes, yes.
When we went to find a dog, we weren't quite ready to go to the pound and look yet, but we had them on Facebook, and they were posting pictures. And they posted a couple pictures of our little wolf.
The cutest little wolf you ever did see.
He was so stinking cute. He was adorable. He's handsome now. He's still cute. But when he was a puppy,
He had lots of spots.
speckles. He was
And
speckled.
his eyes were like rimmed in black coal. It's
Mhm.
faded down now to a thin line.
And his eyes darkened a little too,
Mhm.
because they were a brighter yellow.
Yeah. That's why they mistook him for a husky mix, I'm sure.
Yeah. They thought he was a husky. He couldn't howl if you held a gun to his head. He couldn't howl for his liver snap even.
Could too.
Howl wolf say, "Woof, woof, woof."
Where's my liver snap?
Now mommy gets a liver snap. He's a good boy though. He was so darn cute. They barely had that picture published, and Mom said, "Call him now, go." So we did, and here he
Said
is.
That dog will pass.
And that was my dog. I just didn't know it yet. It took me a few months to figure it out too.
Well, he was rough and ready.
He was a handful. Okay, we were talking in the car about women's lib and how all these women think, "Oh, I'm not a women's libber, I'm not." Well, then I guess that means you don't want the right to open your own bank account or have your own credit card, because that was illegal until 1974.
You're kidding.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
1974. In Switzerland, women didn't get the right to vote until like 1989.
Oh,
Yeah, it's bad all over.
yeah.
But it reminded me, Chris reminded me of something funny that happened one time. I had a little red Chevy Cavalier, little two-door coupe car. It was enough for me and my little boys, who were very little. And I hadn't had it hardly any time. And there's this little hill here in Delaware, and I'm driving up it, and it's really little. Like you could ride your bike up it without breaking a sweat. It's just a little incline. I'm driving up it, and the steering wheel came off the column in my hands. So I stopped. I just stopped the car, and I was like, well,
Now
what do I do? Well, I mean, it wasn't a minute, and a cop pulled up behind me and hit his lights. And he said, "What was wrong?" And I said, "Well, no, I didn't. I just said the steering wheel." He said, "Well, you're going to have to pull off to the side of the road." I said, "I can't." And he said, yeah, you have to. You can't block traffic like this. So I just took the steering wheel and held it toward the window and I said, okay, you do it.
Yeah.
He quit telling me to move it off the side of the road then, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He had to wait for a tow truck and a loaner. The first 6 months I had that car, I was in a loaner more than I was in it. I was always in a loaner.
It was a lemon.
Mm-hmm. It missed the lemon law by literally like a couple $100 because they had to replace the onboard computer twice. There was something wrong with the wheels. They kept flattening the tires. Just every time you turned around, it was
Everything else
something.
was happening.
And it was usually something big too. It
Yeah.
wasn't like
It was like sitting on the hill. and
sitting on the hill
driving to the top.
holding your steering wheel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we were talking about how if there was an America's Dumbest Cops, that cop will be on there.
Yep.
And then I mentioned another story which I would have gladly volunteered for us to call in and tell us your dumbest cop stories moment.
Is this
And what happened was, this was when we were moving to West Virginia, I believe. You were pulled over by the highway patrol.
No, I was driving on 315.
But weren't you on your way to West Virginia from there?
I forget why I had to go to Columbus, but I had to take 315, and I was going to Columbus for something.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
saw it was to Columbus from West Virginia and you were going back.
No,
to
that's
that.
when I got the speeding ticket, but go ahead.
I get confused a lot, apparently, guys.
Well, it's
but-
been a lot of years ago, too.
Yeah.
So she gets pulled over because she has a can of Barks root beer.
I'm drinking out of a can, and it's
Open-
Barks
open
root beer.
container.
Barks root beer is in a bright silver can. It looks like a beer can. Go
And
ahead.
this cop pulls her over, pretty sure he's pulling over someone drinking and driving. And he just wouldn't believe that she was drinking Barks root beer. He actually had to call some guys to tear her car apart to find a hidden beer can.
First, they called the canine unit,
Yeah.
and then they called a woman cop to search me. There on the side of 315. And then he called like 2 more squad cars. It was highway patrol.
Yeah.
And he called 2 others, and they went through that car with a fine-tooth comb. And I kept saying it was this root beer can. And finally, one of the other cops heard me say, it was this. It's a Barks root beer can. That's
Yeah.
what you saw. And they gave him all kinds of hell for that.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, man. I mean, they weren't teasing. They weren't
No.
being nice.
They were pissed off.
They were pissed.
He had cost them time.
And it was hot.
Yeah.
And there's traffic whizzing by you
Yeah.
at 80 miles an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, they were pissed. And that woman cop was especially pissed.
Uh-huh.
And she said, what, you think I'm going to make her strip down in the middle of the highway? No. No.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's, I'm pretty sure that one was never actually going to happen. But anyway, even if you need to be strip searched, they take you back to a station
Yeah.
or somewhere to do it.
Yeah.
You don't call the female cop out to search you on the side of the road. And he'd already patted me down. So, what did he think she was going to do?
Yeah. It was
That's why
funny
he got
how.
pissed off. He had everybody in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just refused to believe that it was that root beer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's your America's Dumbest Cop story. That if the show comes on, they let people call in. I'll tell them about.
I'm telling you. I get mad when I think about that one.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's the best story out of all our friends.
He just had to be right, though. Even when he wasn't.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chris,
What?
get me I do this.
We're all out now. I had the last one with my chicken.
Okay.
Chris, you want a glass of chocolate milk?
Yeah.
Get her a glass of chocolate milk.
I forgot I had chocolate milk.
That's why Grandma can have some. Oh, so we've been getting in our storage unit and bringing boxes over, going through them, keeping very little of what's inside of them. You gotta admit I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, me too.
One
Yeah.
box I just looked at and saw what was in it because it's easy to see. I said, oh, this thing to get rid of. 99% of it is my Bionicles,
I tell
Mom.
you, about the only thing I kept was some Christmas decorations.
Yeah. That's Mom's kryptonite.
Oh,
I kept a few Barbie things, enough to cover the bottom of a box. But I mean, it's no deeper than that. And it had been a spilling over full box.
yeah.
So I really got rid of a lot. We set it out on the curb. We had 2 boxes full of stuff to get rid of. And
Or 3 of them.
yeah, and a little suit of armor and a little bottle shaped like columns, like Greek columns. And we set that out there with free written on the boxes. And the first time I saw it, it looked like somebody had been rummaging through the miniature box.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I knew, it was gone. Somebody said, "Oh yes, I'll take that, please and thank you."
Yeah.
And somebody rummaged through the other box, and it's almost empty. And they took the suit of armor, but nobody wants my bottle.
Nobody wants bought?
Nobody wants my bottle.
Oh.
It's a pretty bottle. It's not really, but it's a good miniature. If
Yeah.
you don't mind it being a bottle.
Someone will take it.
Oh, they won't. If it's not gone here in the next day, it's
It's
going.
gone.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
I
You go
decided
through your
to.
clear tote?
No, not yet. I
just wish
decided
we had
to.
the money we spent on that.
Don't talk about it. Look, I'm doing the best I can with what I got right now.
Yep.
Do not make it worse. Too late, she made it worse.
Yep.
Damn it.
Grandma's good at that.
She is a killjoy, ain't she?
Yeah.
Here I was so proud I was getting rid of stuff. It's hard for me to let go of stuff, especially my Barbie stuff. I'm not getting rid of my Barbies. I might eventually get rid of some of them. And I'm definitely getting rid of a buttload of the naked blonde ones that are a dime a dozen.
Please clean up stuff between the door and the head of your bed.
I'm listening to Mom get on the bed. But anyway, I'll be getting rid of some of those for free. But if I get rid of any of the boxed ones, I'm selling them.
Oh, you heard.
Oh,
me
and I had an
on-
idea, Chris.
What?
Next time we set stuff out beside the road, remind me and I'll put a curb alert. That'll get it picked up quicker.
Okay. Anyway, Mom. You
Yeah.
heard me picking on Grandma in bed, right?
What'd you do?
I pushed the button. He made his worried noise. Worried about Grandma going over the edge more than Ben now.
When this video finishes, I expect you to go through those boxes.
Yeah.
I gotta start dinner. We picked
I
up,
went through the one box of Legos. And it's 99% Bionicles and 2 belt jewels I kept. So
well,
that's in those.
you gotta do something with them. You can't just leave the box sitting there.
Well, if I got rid of my desk when I did, I'd have plenty of room to stack them in a pile of boxes, but my desk is in the way, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Put them there till I get my desk out.
Well, you gotta figure it out tonight.
Okay? But the bin box, I gotta get the empty boxes, toss the
Yeah.
tossables, and slim it down to sellables.
If you saw how much we have in storage. But we came from a 5-bedroom house to a 3-bedroom apartment with a full garage to a house trailer. Okay? There's just, we can't keep it. But we couldn't bring ourselves to give it away or get rid of it because we wanted it. But now I'm being really harsh and being realistic, and all the time we lived here, some of these boxes haven't been looked in since 2008.
Probably earlier.
It's time to let it go. It's really time to let it go. And also, stuff in that big storage unit is starting to smell like mildew,
Yeah.
which I am deathly allergic to mildew and mold.
I hope it's not your books you want to read.
You know, if it is my books, I'm going to cry. I'm just telling you right now, I will cry. I've held on to those books for so long, and I love them. I love my books. If it came down between Barbies and books, I'd probably keep the books. And I love Barbie, don't I, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh. But anyway, I picked up some chicken tenderloins
For dinner.
for dinner. They were on sale at Kroger, so they weren't very expensive. Yay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fry them up with some mashed potatoes and gravy and green beans. I'm debating whether or not I want to make corn. I don't know if I feel like fooling with it. We like green beans,
Yeah.
but then again, corn is pretty tasty. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Ask me Monday. Maybe I'll have it figured out by Monday. We went over, like I said, to help John and Bonnie, and I had to sit in the car and wait, and I did not care. I parked illegally. I parked under the shade up by the front of the building where it's not a parking space. So, of course, every cop in Delaware County came through and looked at me funny, but not one of them stopped and said a word. And when we got ready to leave, the one that came through first was down at the end of the parking lot with his lights on, and he was showing it to these little kids. I don't know, they couldn't have been more than 6. There's 2 boys and a girl, and he was telling them, isn't that cool? And they were like, oh, yeah. I thought, well, they probably need some kind of good interaction with the police, because the police are back there a lot, and it's never good. It's always negative. So that was nice they were doing that. Remember that time Ben laid down underneath a fire truck?
Dressed as a zombie, yeah.
Dressed as a zombie. Dressed him up as a zombie, had him lay like he got run over by the fire truck and took a picture. That one was funny. It was really cute.
No, it's not empty.
What are you looking for, Wolf? Is you just waiting on Gamma? He said yes. He said yes. Well, Chris, what you got coming up next week?
Buffalo wings and rings for guys' days on the outdoor thing we're doing. Or outing day.
You don't have any karaoke or anything, do you?
No, that was the first week this month.
What'd you sing?
Bloody Tears from Dracula Perfect Selection, also known as the
Yeah.
Castlevania rap.
I knew that. I knew he was going to do that, but I wanted him to share it with you guys. And then someday when he looks back on this video, he'll go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's easy enough to do.
It is.
Here comes Mom back.
When I think of you and the police, I remember you calling me to see if you paid for your life.
I know I've told that story on here before. I know I have. It was so embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
That cop's going, oh, but your mother says you didn't do it, so it must be true. It was awful. I was already embarrassed. He didn't have to rub it in, but he had a ball. He was just so happy to rub it in, and
Yeah.
in a nice way, though.
You could tell he was waiting to get back to the job.
He was enjoying his little self right there, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He was a very young cop. And so when I just kept insisting,
No, I paid that.
I'm an older woman, and I said, look it up on the computer. You know, it's true.
It's there.
It's there. And I was so insistent and so positive that I had him half believe in me, which was pretty bad because I was wrong. I was so wrong. Okay, I guess I better finish up this video before I tell anything else on myself. Ouch! Wolfie's got hold of his grandma with his foot.
And it hurt.
They have razor toes on the end of them. Makes Edward Scissorhands look meek.
I'm pretty sure they're little puppy daggers.
Little puppy daggers, yes. Okay, thank you for joining us. Again, I'm sorry I didn't do it tomorrow, but I was asleep. And
Do it yesterday.
yesterday, not tomorrow. I plan on being asleep again tomorrow, so to be honest about it. But come see us on Monday, and in the meantime, I hope you have a good weekend. And I hope it's cooler where you are than it is here. And we'll talk to you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh,
Bye.
wait. Hello. Do you see those 2 red things on my arm? I was frying tortillas. And I had on my griddle pan. And I reached across and hit it once. And I was like, ooh, and it hurt. But I let it go. I didn't realize how bad it was, to be honest. And then I did it again just a little bit later. And then there I am the rest of the night slathering my arm with aloe vera. Straight from the plant, I might add. And it saved me because the bottom one had started blistering.
And the blisters went away.
And it took the blisters away.
I've seen you that
And it
before.
doesn't hurt at all. And you can touch it and there's a ridge raised there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's damaged.
Yeah.
But it does not hurt at all. So, word to the wise, get yourself an aloe vera plant for emergencies. And if something happens, you just break off the tip of one of the fronds, pop it open on the side, and coat your boo-boo with the juice of an aloe vera plant. And don't let any get in your mouth because it tastes like
Oh my Lord, it's awful.
a hyena's ass flap. It's awful. It is one of the worst things you can put in your mouth. And get one. I think every house should have one. I really
Yeah.
do. Okay, thank you again for joining us, and we'll talk to you Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye.